How long do we have? Some of the hardest things were the heat, the bugs, and the food. So it's very hot. That one's pretty obvious. You can shower and you walk to your bedroom and then like I need to shower again. I'm all sweaty again. You know, it's that can be frustrating. The heat, the bugs, just because the mosquitoes, the bites, the itch, is frustrating, annoying, and a lot of bug activity, general contact with bugs, and the food because we miss wings and pizza and burgers.
Variety. It's not
Variety
there.
of food, ease of access to food. Here we cooked 3 meals a day every day, basically, because you're not going to go out when you're in service just pick up some fast food or pick up a prepared meal. It's going to be cooking. So we had a lot of time in the kitchen that we don't usually have, and cooked a lot of the same things again and again.
And for me, it was the walking. Walking is hard. I don't like it very much. And it's hot. So as you walk, you sweat, which means by the time you get to the door and you want to talk to the person, you stink, and you have lines running down your face from the grease and the sweat. It's not fun. Not fun. Oh, and the bugs. Bugs are bad. Yeah. That's the obstacle, having to wash your panties and hang them out where 5 of the people can see them.
I know,
And on the meeting nights when all the people are running around outside the house and you have your underwear hanging there, that's not very, no, not fun. Not fun.
Despite those negative things I mentioned, we really enjoy our time here. It was awesome. We love being here. When we first got here, maybe the first weekend, I was scared. I was thinking like, oh man, 3 months? What have we gotten ourselves into? Like, are we going to be able to do this? Probably the first weekend was the hardest. Then the more time you're here, the more you enjoy it. Those negative things, they become so minimal. You don't, yeah, it's hot, okay. Yeah, the food's different, but with the preaching, how good the preaching work is, how many people you can study with, the interest level that they show you, the hospitality they show you, and just the amount of people that are willing to do that. You can almost have, as we've said, you can have as many studies as you want. The only limit really is that we just don't have time to study with more people that we meet that probably would study. So that experience of just the field that's really white for harvesting, that people maybe haven't heard from us before, those things made the negative parts, the difficulties, just really fade away and just enjoy the preaching.
And in English, I know they talk about the 3 H's. You're hungry, you're humble, and the third one I can't remember. Essence. So you do all this walking to get to the people's houses, and you're sweaty, and you're tired, and you're frustrated, and they say, oh, come on in. They offer you a chair, they offer you something to drink, they put you in the shade, sometimes they're even standing while you're sitting and relaxing in their homes, and they're so willing to listen to what you have to say. So they have the happy and the humble part down, which makes it all worthwhile. Like Jonathan was saying, those things become minimal because you see the interest that's there. You see that these are people who otherwise might have never had an opportunity to hear the truth. And it's like the fact that you're able to be a part of something like that just makes it all worthwhile.
So for someone who's thinking about expanding their service, whether it's serving in another country, becoming a regular pioneer, moving somewhere else within the state or circuit, what comes to mind are the words of one of my favorite poets, Alicia Keys. She says, why give up before we try? Feel the lows before the highs. Clip our wings before we fly away. Just pause to really soak that in. Sometimes we think, I might like to serve in another place. We had thought this for many years. But did we ever do it? We never did it. Probably because we were maybe feeling the lows before the highs, and we were clipping our wings before we actually did something. So you might think of the negative things, the obstacles, but you should really think about that you can do it. It's possible. To make it more biblical, Psalms 18:29 says, "With your help, I can charge against a marauder band. By God's power, I can scale a wall." It's possible. You can do it. The blessings are innumerable. They will definitely outweigh any of the obstacles. They will definitely outweigh any of the challenges that you have to overcome to make it happen. You'll feel great about your service, satisfied that you're doing all you can, and you'll really enjoy your time, whether it's just that you're now a pioneer, or you're in a different place or a different country.
Long pants, long sleeves. For the sisters, for service, because you...
Pants?
Yes, because you will be getting eaten alive.
Long pants for service?
Yes. Long pants, long sleeves, hats, gloves, to protect yourselves from the bugs.
Gloves?
Gloves. I've got a bite on my finger right now. No, just you have to be prepared for what it is, and you have to make sure you're prepared for the bugs. You all try to prepare us, but I don't think you really can prepare for what it is here in Guatemala. But you just have to take those things into account. They're here. Everybody else is dealing with these issues. So just when you come with that in mind, say, I'm going to have to live with bugs. I'm going to bring plenty of bug spray, plenty of bug cream, and I'm going to... and be happy about it like they are.
One experience that we had with the study we have in San Cristobal, Mary and her daughter-in-law Berta, and from the first time we started studying, they would always bring us out lemonade. It is a delicious lemonade, so refreshing.
The lemonade you had today does not touch the normal lemonade.
Berta usually makes it, so she must be better than her mother-in-law, because hers is very good. So we enjoyed the lemonade. It was always a highlight of the study. Oh, yes, lemonade. And it makes you feel that they appreciate the study also because they're providing something. But we thought we wanted to give back and also be generous to them. And since we like to make sweet tea, sun tea, we made a batch. We took it to them. And as we're there to give them to share our favorite drink, our sun tea, then they asked us if we like shrimp. We said, yeah, we like shrimp. And they gave us a whole bag of shrimp. We were able to make shrimp Alfredo. That was interesting. A week later, Berta, we've been encouraging them to come to the meetings. They hadn't been able to. And then one Sunday, on the Saturday of the study, Berta said, yeah, I'm going to try and make it tomorrow. The meeting was going on. We didn't see her. Then a few paragraphs left. Someone shows up outside in a tuk-tuk. And they come up the stairs, and it's Berta with her son Rodrigo. And I go back to, what's going on? She said, I just wanted to say, I'm sorry I couldn't make it earlier, but I wanted to come here and say hello, say I'm sorry I didn't make it, and just see where it was, and I'll try and come next week and be on time and everything. So that was interesting. And the next week she did. She made it on time. She was here early, sitting there with Rodrigo, and even though he is, how old is Rodrigo?
4.
He's 4. First time in a meeting setting, so he did not do well. He was very restless. It was difficult for all of us, but she stayed the whole time, and we're hoping she'll come back tomorrow.
And the one that I had, her name is Solveda. And the first study that we did, I gave her a marker to put in her brochure so she would know exactly where we were for the next one, and a marker for the Bible so that she could find the scriptures, the index. And so when we went back the second week, her markers had moved. They weren't even in her brochure. And so when we get to do the first paragraph and we go to the scripture, she said, oh yeah, I have it marked. And she had taken the markers and used them to find the scriptures in the Bible. And she wanted to make sure she knew where those scriptures were. So I saw that as a good sign, and she studied every week, and the week she couldn't study, she called and made arrangements for a different day. So we've passed her over to a family there.
Another experience that was interesting, one Sunday we were doing on Sunday we do territory, the friends come from the congregation in Chiquimulia, and we do territory. So we were on a callejon, Santa Rosa, and we found a lady. She lives in a small house behind the house, but the people in the main house weren't home that day, so she came out. And we went out to her. I was with a brother from the congregation. He shared many scriptures with her. It was what you might call Adam to Armageddon. Egypt, Jehovah's name, Jesus. A lot of topics were covered. But it might have been the best thing that she needed, because when I went back with Shelly a week later to talk to her again, somehow it came up about learning or teaching and what she thought about Jehovah's Witnesses, and she said, that's what I like about the witnesses, is that whatever they tell you, they teach it and they show you in the Bible. And I said, oh, have you ever talked to witnesses before? Or studied before in the past? She says, no, the first time was that other Sunday when you came here with Alberto. So she's in her 20s, and she never had contact with the witnesses before. So to think that there's still people in this area that maybe have never heard Jehovah's name, or never heard from Jehovah's Witnesses and heard the good news, that was a very moving experience to be able to be a part of that.